AITA for feeling hurt when my husband said he would pick his deceased wife over me. My 34F husband, 37M, was married before me to his high school sweetheart. They started dating their junior year, made it through long distance during college, and got married at 23, shortly after graduating. Tragically, she passed away unexpectedly at 26 from an aneurysm. It devastated him. They were so young, and while they didn't have children, he thought about never remarrying because of how heartbroken he was. And then about 4 years later, we met. We got married when I was 31 and he was 34, and now we have 2 children. Last night, we were at a friend's potluck gathering, and things were going well until one of our friends, who recently got divorced, brought up relationships. She talked about her divorce, and everyone started sharing stories of past relationships. I mentioned how I never thought I'd get married because my luck with men was terrible until I met my husband, and I said how lucky I felt to have him. A little while later, my husband brought up his deceased wife. Everyone knows he was married before and that she passed, so it wasn't unusual for him to mention her. But then he said something that felt like a bombshell. If she walked through that front door right now, I'd pick up where we left off. It felt like someone punched me in the gut and put my heart in a blender. The room immediately felt awkward, and everyone could sense it. To avoid making a scene, I laughed it off, even though it hurt me deeply. It left me wondering, if he still feels that way, why are we even married? I've never asked him to get over her. I can't imagine what it's like to lose a spouse, but I would never say something like that in front of my new partner. After the gathering, we drove home in silence. I couldn't bring myself to speak to him. Once we got home, I told him what he said hurt my feelings deeply and that I needed to calm down before we could talk because I didn't want to say anything I'd regret. He kept trying to talk to me, but I didn't want to engage, so I ended up sleeping on the couch. Now it's morning, and I barely slept. He's still sleeping, and I'm not sure what to say or how this conversation will go. I know he didn't mean to hurt me, but I also can't ignore how deeply that comment affected me. It makes me feel like I'll always come second to someone who's not here anymore.